Taurus, welcome to your reading for the week of March 28th. This week, you start off with the Four of Clubs. You have another very straightforward week. I would say the past few weeks have been very straightforward for pretty much all the Earth signs. It seems like you've all had very similar, stable messages. But this week, you have the Four of Clubs, which on one hand is a card of double checking, needing to go back over things. There's a definite stop-start going on this week for you. It's almost like whatever it is that you've been working towards, which, a lot of you Tauruses seem to have been working towards something very specific. It seems like there's a little bit of a pause this week. I don't think it's anything negative necessarily. I think you're just double checking things. You have two fours here as well, so fours can definitely represent looking at the structure, looking at how things are set up, looking at how you have everything kind of, laid out and whatever it is that you're doing. And this goes for your whole entire life. I know I'm speaking very generally here, but really, you don't have any specific cards here that are like, oh, this is for work or this is for relationships. It's kind of like your whole life. You might be pausing, kind of doing a little bit of a pause thing this whole week, and it's like where you're not really moving anything forward. You're just kind of like planning things out, especially with this Four of Clubs, which is like learning from those things. And that might be what you're doing. You might be revisiting things. You might be putting on the pause on something like a project or a relationship to go back over what you've already been through. This card kind of represents Mercury retrograde, so it makes a lot of sense, I guess. And you might be looking at those things and just seeing what you can learn from them. And you have the Ace of Spades coming up next, which I get a very distinct pause on this card. And that's really all it means to me this week. This card usually means a lot more to me when it comes up in people's readings. But really, I think this is just kind of representing the pause and starting over. Aces all represent new beginnings. They pretty much are like almost like starting over at zero in a lot of ways. But you're not. But that's a terrible way to describe an ace, because it isn't starting over at zero. You're starting over with everything that you've learned and everything that you've done. But it's almost like a restart. But you're being restarted kind of with like a lot of energy and things like that. So that's a good thing there. Next, you have the Four of Hearts. I think that this is the start for your week, and it comes in probably like midweek. And Four of Hearts is like newness. It represents new things coming in, new energy, new love in your life, more love in your life, better energy, better times, travel, experiencing new thing, anything that you can experience something new, I would say. So like I said, travel's like a big one, new people even. You can bring in more love into your house as well, a better loving energy, a more compassionate energy from even the people around you from your house. But really, this feels just like a bunch of new things coming to you, a bunch of new energy coming to you, which is nice. Next, no surprise here, I think last week was like the first week that you didn't have a clubs card show up, but before that, clubs showed up a bunch of times. You have another club coming in here, Jack of Clubs. Obviously dealing with some sort of fire aspect in your life. It seems like, judging by the comments as well from all of you lovely people who watch these and comment, it seems like either a lot of you have a fire aspect that you're dealing with, in your chart, some sort of fire sign in your chart that you're dealing with, or you actually have a fire sign in your life that you're dealing with. So, it's definitely something to work through. It feels like I've said in the past few weeks, it feels like this is some sort of motivation, like you're trying to get either a fire sign in your life motivated, or you are trying to motivate a certain aspect in yourself. So like I gave the example a couple weeks ago, if you have like a fire sign in Mercury, maybe you're trying to become a better communicator. Just, or maybe you have a fire sign in your moon and you're trying to stabilize your emotions or something like that. So I would look at your chart and see where you have fire to figure out where you need to make these changes. It's come up a million times, so it's obviously something very important for you. And finally, you end with the Jack of Spades, which is all about looking at your resources. I feel like this has to do with that stop-start thing there. I think you're going to be looking at your resources and looking at how you can get more from what you already have in a lot of ways. And a lot of the fire signs have been doing that already anyway. So, I'm sorry, not fire signs. The earth signs is what I meant to say, have been kind of doing this resource analysis where it's like they're all looking at the resources, looking at what they have so that they can, be way better off for the future. So really exciting stuff, actually, even with that pause. I think it's like a good pause, like you're planning things out type of pause there. So looks really good. Thank you for watching and enjoy your week.